Hello nursery, it's story time. I'm going to read you a very traditional version of the Goldilocks and the Three Bears story now. This book is the one that I had when I was a little girl. Once upon a time, there were three bears who lived in a house in a wood. Father Bear was a very big bear. Mother Bear was a medium-sized bear, and Baby Bear was just a tiny little bear. And there's the house in the wood. Now, it doesn't look like any of the houses that we see where we live, does it? This house has got a thatched roof. One morning, Mother Bear cooked some porridge for breakfast. She put it into 3 bowls. There was a very big bowl for Father Bear, a medium-sized bowl for Mother Bear, and a tiny little bowl for Baby Bear. You see the 3 bowls. Here's the very big one for Father Bear, the medium-sized bowl for Mother Bear, and the teeny tiny one for Baby Bear. The porridge was rather hot, so the 3 bears went for a walk in the wood while it cooled. Oh, it's a lovely sunny day in the wood, isn't it? They're walking along the path amongst the trees. Now, at the end of the wood, in another little house, there lived a little girl. Her golden hair was so long that she could sit on it. She was called Goldilocks. And on that very same morning before breakfast, Goldilocks went for a walk in the wood. There she is, walking through the wood. That path looks very similar to the path the bears on. I hope they don't bump into each other. Soon, Goldilocks came to the little house where the 3 bears lived. The door was open and she peeped inside. No one was there, so she walked in. We wouldn't do that, would we? We wouldn't go into a house that we didn't know. So she's peeping in. You can see her long golden hair. It really is long. Goldilocks saw 3 bowls of porridge and 3 spoons on the table. The porridge smelled good. And Goldilocks was hungry because she had not had her breakfast that morning. We know what she's thinking, don't we? She's going to eat that porridge. Goldilocks picked up the very big spoon and tasted the porridge in the very big bowl. But it was too hot, she said. Too hot. Ouch! Burnt her tongue. Then she picked up the medium-sized spoon and tasted the porridge in the medium-sized bowl. But it was too lumpy. Oh no, not lumpy porridge. Look, there's the lumpy porridge. Not tasty. Then she picked up the tiny little spoon and tasted the porridge in the tiny little bowl. It was just right. And soon she had eaten it all up. Look, it's all gone. Poor Baby Bear, no porridge left. Then Goldilocks saw 3 chairs. A very big chair, a medium-sized chair and a tiny little chair. She sat in the very big chair. It was too high. Her feet are dangling, she's so high up. She sat in the medium-sized chair. It was too hard. And then she sat in the tiny little chair. It was just right. But was the tiny little chair just right? No, Goldilocks was rather too heavy for it. The seats began to crack and then it broke. Look, it's falling to pieces underneath her. Poor Goldilocks. Oh dear, Goldilocks had broken the tiny little chair and she was so sorry. Yes, I'd feel bad if I broke somebody else's chair. Next, Goldilocks went into the bedroom. There she saw 3 beds. A very big bed, a medium-sized bed and a tiny little bed. She felt tired and she thought she would like to sleep. So here are the 3 beds. Can you see there's a big bed, a medium-sized bed, and here's just the end of the teeny tiny bed. So Goldilocks climbed up onto the very big bed, but it was too hard. There she is climbing up onto that very big bed. She's having to really pull herself up, it's so high. Then she climbed up onto the medium-sized bed, but it was too soft. Then Goldilocks lay down on the tiny little bed. It was just right. and soon she fell fast asleep. Look, she's fast asleep now. Soon the three bears came home for breakfast. Father Bear looked at his very big porridge bowl and said in a very loud voice, "Who's been eating my porridge?" Ooh, that is a loud voice. They're very shocked to see their porridge is gone. Mother Bear looked at her medium-sized porridge bowl and said in a medium-sized voice, "Who's been eating my porridge?" She's looking carefully at her bowl. Baby Bear looked at his tiny little porridge bowl and said in a tiny little voice, "Who's been eating my porridge and eaten it all up?" Look, poor old Baby Bear's so sad about his missing porridge. He had little tears running down his cheek. Oh, poor Baby Bear. Next, Father Bear looked at his very big chair. "Who's been sitting in my chair?" he asked in a very loud voice. There he is looking at his chairs, inspecting it. Then Mother Bear looked at her medium-sized chair. "Who's been sitting in my chair?" she asked in a medium-sized voice. They all look very concerned. Then Baby Bear looked at his tiny little chair. "Who's been sitting in my chair and broken it?" he asked in a tiny little voice. Oh, look, the tears are really flowing now. Oh, there, Baby Bear. I don't like to see him cry. Next, the three bears went into the bedroom. Father Bear looked at his very big bed. "Who has been lying on my bed?" he asked in a very loud voice. Mother Bear looked at the medium-sized bed. "Who's been lying on my bed?" she asked in a medium-sized voice. Yes, look, the blankets are all crumpled. You can tell somebody's been sleeping on it. Baby Bear looked at his tiny little bed. "Here she is," he cried, making his tiny little voice as loud as he could. "Here is the naughty girl who has eaten my porridge and has broken my chair. Here she is." Oh, he's cross now. Look, they're all surrounded her. She's going to have a shock. At the sounds of their voices, Goldilocks woke up. When she saw the three bears, she jumped off the bed in fright, and she rushed to the window, jumped outside and ran quickly into the wood. There she goes, leaping out of that window. Luckily, it's not far from the ground. There she goes, and she's going to run away into the wood. By the time the three bears reached the window, Goldilocks was out of sight, and the three bears never saw her again.